Now guys, I can't work out this craze on avo on toast or smashed avo on toast. It was started by Bill Granger actually, and he just came up with something which was a nice, simple brunch dish. And now, everywhere you go, actually even Bernard Salt in the Weekend Australian said that if people wanted to buy a house, they should stop paying $22 in hipster cafes for avo on toast and save the money for a house. How many bloody avos would that be, Mr. Salt? I think you're going mad there. Anyway, the point of the story is that it is hugely popular, and its 15 minutes of fame seems to have gone on and on and on. So I better do my version, hadn't I? Which of course is far better. Of course it is. I'm doing a couple of variations on this. One is sort of a Tex-Mex type thing, and the other one a Tex-Mex type thing on toast. First of all, I've just got some flatbread here, and I'm just going to put some cheese on that, and I'm going to throw that in the oven and allow that to grill. Now this is just being fancy pants. I know, all right then, I got a bit excited. But it seemed like a good idea at the time. So just leave a bit of an edge there and into the oven, about 180 degrees I reckon, and put it on fairly low shelf because you don't want it to burn, do you? Now, the smashed avocado, which is nothing like the norm. It's very, very different because it's Huey's's version, of course. It's always different. First of all, let's start off with a couple of avocados. First of all, we need the avocado pulled out because I need to chop that up a bit. So just get a spoon and pull it out like that. Beautiful ripe avocados, aren't they? Lovely. That's the one thing I must admit. Avocado on toast might be becoming a bit of a pain in the neck, but at least it means these days we can always buy some good avocados. And then we'll just chop this up. You can mash it up a little bit more in the bowl if you like, which I most probably will later on. So it doesn't have to be all neat and tidy, because remembering the dish is supposedly smashed avocado. Now I'm doing quite a bit. Of course you could cut this in half, but I'm doing two versions today, so that's why I'm using two avocados. But normally I would only use one. Put that into the bowl. Now, what I've also got here is I've got one chilli just there, which I have sliced fine. I've taken the seeds out. I've also got 4 cherry tomatoes, which I've cut in quarters and then I've cut in half again. And I've got a quarter of a red onion. So I've got a few things happening here. Now, we've also got 2 tablespoons of chopped coriander and 2 tablespoons of chopped mint. A couple of other things. 1 tablespoon of good quality olive oil, and please, it has to be top of the range because otherwise it just doesn't add that oomph, and Huey's loves his oomph. Also a tablespoon of honey, also accurately measured. 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, once again good quality. I know I harp on about it, but it does make a difference to the flavour, you see, so you want to use some good ingredients. So 2 tablespoons of that, some pepper, a little bit of salt, not too much salt. And as I said, you can mash that up a bit if you like, just to incorporate it. I don't want it to end up smooth. I want some texture to it. So don't get all excited and bring out your potato masher or something. And let's just have a taste. I might add a little bit of hot sauce to this. No, doesn't need it. Oh, Iain, that is good. Eat your heart out, Bill Granger. Right, next. So baja crema, a little bit of sour cream or creme fraiche. Remembering I'm doing this for 2. And I've got some homemade mayonnaise, which I've always got in my fridge. And as you know, you've seen the recipe. It's on the chef's secret section. Also some chopped coriander, not too much of this, and not chopped too much either. And also, just to finish it off, put the juice of half a lime in there. And then we'll just mix that up. Mix it quite well. If it's a bit thick, you can add a little bit of water to it, but we'll worry about that a bit later on. All right, guys, the bread is almost ready. It's looking good, actually. And I'm doing a couple of other tricky things. I've got my toast in for that. And I'm also going to fry an egg. Beautiful. You can almost drink the olive oil. You can when you fry an egg. I've got some nice free-range eggs there, which is I'm going to do in about a second. So I've got those things. I've got some coriander as a garnish. I've got a bit of lime as a garnish. Right, I've got a couple of nice colourful plates because this is sort of Tex-Mex type stuff, isn't it? So we need some colourful plates for it. And let's just pull that out. Now, just out of interest, guys, this is a lovely snack with a cocktail or something. So just that bread with some cheese on it, absolutely beautiful, particularly if the cheese is really good. Now, you don't want a mini Vesuvius, just reasonably hot. While that's happening, let's start thinking about some of our salsa on top here. As much or as little as you like. I know I called it a salsa. I suppose it is in a certain sense. A chunky avocado salsa. Right, and there is my toast. Let's have a look at the egg. This is sunny side up, of course, but you can do the other way, which is over easy, as the Americans call it, which you flip it over. Now, I always serve some of this on the side because I love this sauce. Do it on both ones. I like the idea of it being on my smashed avo on toast too. So just a nice garnish along the side. I've washed that well and I've dried it, of course. All right, guys, I reckon that's looking rather good. My sort of Tex-Mex version. Now, a wine to go with this. And I have to tell you guys, I'm a bit of a fan of Beaujolais, always have been. So I've got here a nice young, fresh Beaujolais, Beaujolais Viage. Don't get one of the fancy crus, you know, Fleury or anything like that. Just, as I said, a nice fresh young one will go absolutely brilliantly with that. So, to repeat myself, eat your heart out, Bill, because this is Huey's version of smashed avo on toast. We've got on the flatbread with the cheese, fried egg on the top with a bit of that baja crema, and then we've got a more traditional one but still with baja crema. All right, Huey, you've done well. Enjoy.